Hey there YouTube, I'm Ikitsu, this is the Ikitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to a little bit of Sins of Solar Empire 2. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a practical test. I had someone saying that I'm really underestimating the Volatile Plasma ability, and I still disagree about the effectiveness of it. So what we're going to do here is a test. We're going to create a couple different scenarios here, and we're going to throw in some Oblivias, and we're going to bring along just something that can cast the Harmony Circuit on it. And we're going to try out a couple scenarios. So I've done a quick save here. Technically, I only really need one Oblivia for this, but what we're going to do is we're going to chuck every item off of here, and we're just going to have it leveled up with Psychic Blast Subsume Energy, because that's your alternative, sort of, to having access to Volatile Plasma. We're going to take this one off of the cooldown, and we're going to have this thing target and kill a capital ship that's on the other side of here. We're going to bring along the carrier. This thing has got its stuff set to dock, so it's not going to be using its strike craft, or it should not be. And it's on hold position, so it shouldn't actually attack the enemy unless the enemy attacks it. We'll still use Psychic Blast, and we'll use Subsume Energy, because that will be something that uses our items, but not really going to be all that relevant for this particular first test. In fact, we could actually just send it into our first test here, and we'll just go ahead and do this. And what we'll do is we'll quick load after we've sort of done this. So these two abilities, take that off of auto cast. And we're going to go ahead and send ourselves into here. Now, once we get into the fight, we're going to turn off
Arrival visualized.
our... we're going to pause the game. We're going to wait until we are just about to fire our first shots, or just after we fired our first shots at our target. And then we'll sort of like switch it over as soon as that's done there. So Subsume Energy and Psychic Blast are like fairly good abilities, but they do want psi power ramping, especially like Subsume Energy is really powerful against a certain type of ship, if it's got that maxed out there. Got ourselves Fear of the Unity, but we won't be fighting in that, so that won't help us here. And we do also have the ability to get a couple levels of Avatar. We're not going to include that in this test, though, so we're not going to worry about that anyway. Okay, so we want to... because there's a starbase here, just sort of like slowly turn here.
Logistics upgrade complete.
And we're going to go and fight this Dunov over here. So the Dunov is
all things must end.
Like
the righteous
okay for this test. I think it's fine.
Danger.
Not going to be anything too crazy. We just want to stay away from that starbase.
Fear.
Don't want that interrupting with our results too much here. And our first volley, 1:31:36 is the time that we're firing this at here. So we're going to go ahead and hit Notepad and just write down the time. So what we're going to do is see what our time to kill this Dunov is. We might not even be able to do it against like this whole fleet here, but I'm going to push this guy away just for the hell of it. Off it goes, and off we go. We're starting to hit this Dunov for this plasma damage at that time. Like I said, we may not even win this necessarily, just because we're like in a situation where we're kind of using this thing at low levels with no items, and that's really suboptimal for it. But you can see that we're not firing everything onto the Dunov. This was mentioned to me as well, that we don't fire everything. I kind of knew that, but I'm never exactly sure precisely which guns. It looks like just one of our guns is firing off to the side, which is fine. We're getting enough of it on target anyhow. At this point in time, we can see that there is some sort of regenerative effect. So this is what our sort of critique was as far as like being able to sort of counteract that ability there. So this will, in this case, probably be much, much stronger if we do have access to the Volatile Plasma. But we do see that we're also grinding through their... We do see that we are actually treading through their like armor quite a bit. I feel like what they're probably doing is using... I wonder if they're... Nope, they're not using that. They're out of range for that. Must be a Hoshiko doing it.
Civilian structure complete.
It's 40 per second, so I guess that must be it. In any event, we can see here, like, we're doing quite poorly, but I'm kind of not surprised by this, in all honesty. Because, like, just throwing a single Oblivia into an entire enemy fleet without any support, and with crucially, without any items whatsoever, is a sort of disaster to be doing here.
Our will is transcendent.
We are ahead of their armor points by a little bit, but we can see here that there's a very profound effect on the impact of not having any of our items here. And I think that this is where we're going to see like the biggest impact of like having volatile plasma is if for one reason or another you're sending an Oblivia in and you're not focus firing and you're not using any items whatsoever. That's probably where we're seeing people saying that volatile plasma is actually kind of good. We can see that we're about to get disabled here. I don't actually think that necessarily the healing is going to be helpful here, so we lose at 134.02. Okay, so that's good to know. We're going to go ahead and hit quick load. And we're back to here. And what we're going to do now is take Subsume Energy and Volatile Plasma. And we're going to jump in and we're going to have all of our weapons. This time it does matter for us to bring in our aircraft carrier.
Our fury guides us.
And we're just going to try and keep ourselves again away from that spot that's got...
Visualized. Phase drive engaged.
I probably should have actually made sure I didn't jump first with the aircraft carrier. So we go in first with the Halcyon, we could be in some trouble here.
You opted out of bidding.
Is the Halcyon first? The Halcyon is first. Well, okay.
Plasma core fluctuating. The righteous path is fraught with danger. Doubt.
Fortunately, the Halcyon is set to not move, so...
We maintain our vigil.
Oh, I forgot. Let's get rid of all these, actually. So the Halcyon actually doesn't matter. I can send it home. It does not matter, actually, here.
Stray from our path.
I forgot what test we were doing. We're doing the one where we do...
maintain our vigil.
So this is the test where we have got volatile plasma, but we do not have any items still. So we'll do the items one next. So the reason I'm doing this is just for completeness sake primarily. But there is actually a fringe case where this might actually come to some actually important information for me. That might change my opinion about the ability a little bit. I still actually am going to probably think that it's kind of bad if this is the only way to make it work, but... There is actually a hypothetical build that will really benefit from using volatile plasma, if that's the case.
We have come to bring the unity's enlightenment.
Okay, we're at 130, 135. Okay, so we're starting 1 second earlier than last time. But here we go. So you can see, like, one of the problems with this is that, like, we don't actually stack it, like, very quickly at all. So here we got our first stack of volatile plasma. I don't know how many stacks we've actually got on here, but you can sort of tell when it actually resets because we've got this countdown running. So now we've got multiple stacks, and they actually track separately, so these don't actually do the thing that we want them to.
Has our rage led us astray?
So I don't think that this is actually going to be doing tremendous amounts of extra damage in this case, but this should make a bit of a difference. But I think that we're going to still see a loss at a similar time. It shouldn't change any like difference to our survivability, in all honesty. What might be interesting is we are going to be doing a little bit extra damage from volatile plasma on these side targets, but that's not really something that's that relevant for what we're trying to do with this ship, because we're trying to get that really big damage on a single target here. So at this point in time, we're dealing an extra like 25 damage per second is what we're getting out of it. The Dunov over here is still doing mostly fine. Its armor is certainly lower. I probably should have tracked the amount of armor loss that it had in both cases, but you can sort of tell already that we're losing hit points pretty damn fast. I think that what we can say is that we have definitely seen a difference in terms of how much damage we've dealt overall so far. I just don't necessarily know that it's by very much. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that we're going to have changed it by about maybe 700, 800, maybe even 1,000 damage over the course of this experiment. Which I guess is something. Like, that is definitely damage. We cracked the armor, basically, and we've gone into their hit point pool. I feel like there might be something different here, because we actually had our armor burst, so... We may even actually kill the Dunov in this instance, although I think that has something to do with something else happening, not our abilities. And I think we'll be disabled actually a little bit before the Dunov over here, and it's...
The core has been crippled! Unity preserves!
Yeah, so we have definitely done more damage, maybe even like thousands of points more damage, but it's not a tremendous difference here. We're at 133.59. I think something different happened here. Yeah, so I think that there was probably some other factor that was at play that caused that, because we do lose 3 seconds, even more than 3 seconds faster, honestly. Let's go ahead and do a quick load here. And we're going to send in this guy, and we're going to have this build this time. And we're going to go ahead and just send...
Bring us before the enemy.
And we'll just send in
we
both
await a worthy foe.
Do the same as last time.
On wings of starlight.
What I should also be doing here is getting Avatar. We should actually be getting the second tier of it in just a little bit.
Arrival visualized.
I should actually wait till we get all 3, but I'm kind of impatient because I do have that sort of on the way, but by the time we get there, we should actually have access to this. Or maybe I'm wrong here. Either way, one tier is... No, there we go. Yep, there we go.
Research complete. Plasma core stabilized.
Our vengeance is yours.
Okay.
You opted out of bidding.
Okay, so in we go.
Oblivion.
Gotta make sure that we're
us into peril.
Doubt clouds our thoughts.
not hopping into the sort of like danger zone. I don't want to be getting hit by the starbase. That's going to add too much DPS to my opponent there.
We dance with death. All things must end.
We dare not stray from our path.
Okay, so this one will actually survive longer, but I'm not actually that concerned about that here.
Our forces have
Because we got this thing
enemy.
firing at like the stuff that
to bring the
approaches here.
unity's enlightenment to all.
Okay, I think that we've sort of like moved ourselves in a slightly awkward way. I'm gonna wait till we've got our main guns online here.
Transcendent.
And we're gonna wait till the next volley here. Okay. 131.43. Okay, so this is our test with a completely different build here. Gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this, because we're trying out doing this with like everything pushed onto this so that it's doing the maximum amount that I possibly can. So at this point in time, our damage per second has gone up by a radical amount. We're doing 52.3 with 1,000 pierce, we got 20.9, we got 20.9, and then the 7 heavy lasers. So we're doing way, way, way more damage than we were previously, and that's going to ramp up slowly as we get more on the Sonic Dynamo, getting us more power to the Vex Amplifier, because we're already at 76.5% on that, and we're going to be getting more and more and more as that goes. You can already see like how much of a difference this has made to our damage per second output on this Dunov Battlecruiser. The Dunov is in range of something here. Like something's healing it that wasn't last sometimes. There's a beam coming out that's getting it. And I think it's only sometimes in range of it. So I think that might be actually what's biasing our results somewhat. It is getting repaired by this, by this retrofit bay, but we can kind of see here, this Oblivia has gotten it to the point where it's already kind of dead. And we'll just sort of see in just one more second here how long this lasts. And I'm pretty sure that next volley it's dead. Okay, that's a win at 132.42. Okay, so the amount of time that took was 59 seconds. And we can see from our previous examination here, at level 1, we've got approximately 5 stacks running for the entire time. So hypothetically, the amount of damage that we did, that we could have done if we had it with Volatile Plasma is another 1,475 damage. The amount of damage that we're doing right now is actually high enough that I don't think that would have made a tremendous amount of difference there. So this Dunov had a total of probably about 8,000 effective hit points with the armor, probably a little more actually, and then the fact that I was getting hit by the heal from the retrofit. But let's do this again with the alternative build. So at this point in time, we're going to do Subsume Energy, and we're going to do Volatile Plasma, and we're going to go ahead and send it in.
On wings of starlight.
We'll have to see if we are getting that effect from that stupid station there healing the thing, but
visualized. Phase drive engaged.
You know, whatever it ends up being. It's nice of it that I'm getting the timing on that the way it is.
Civilian structure complete.
Okay, so we're getting that just in time for there.
You opted out of bidding.
Our confidence wavers.
Okay, we want you to go over that way. We want you to go over this way.
Led us astray. The righteous path is fraught with danger. Logistics upgrade complete.
Our confidence wavers.
Okay, so we're gonna want you to go after
Our wrath
this
cannot
Dunov.
falter.
Doubt clouds our thoughts. We maintain our vigil.
That's the Harko it's going after.
Our forces have engaged.
I think these shots are after this, but
We have come to bring the
it's
unities
pretty close
and
actually.
enlightenment.
131, 34 we'll write it down as. Didn't have that jank at the beginning with our maneuvering, but
We stand before Oblivion.
our testing here is not pixel perfect, but we'll get a good
Our will
sense of
is
how this is going.
transcendent.
We should actually be able to stack faster and harder with Volatile Plasma here, and getting more stacks simultaneously, because we're firing a lot faster in this instance. Oh, I need to also do this.
Plasma
That's going to
core
actually be a
fluctuating.
pretty bad... well, actually, no, this is pretty close to on time. He's not getting healed by the retrofit bay, is he? Okay, so that's going to change our results by a decent amount here, but... Oh no, he's getting healed. That might just be by the Hoshiko, though. Let's check this thing's anti-Marius. Did not get healed by that. Okay, so I'm going to try this one again. We're going to actually lure it a little bit closer to that retrofit bay. And we'll use our other ability a little bit
hearts
faster.
Burn with rage. Eagerly.
That retrofit bay is really screwing over this
Arrival
result here.
visualized.
If
Phase
I had
drive
a
engaged.
revelation, this would actually be a little bit easier.
Civilian structure complete. Harmony research complete.
You opted out of bidding.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Okay, you this
We
way.
stand before Oblivion. Fear will not slow our advance.
Okay, so if we do a janky little dance
We
over here
dance
where
with
we're
death.
overturning a little bit and then turn back, that should let this guy get into range of this thing, and then I can just have it sort
Has
of
our
be the same
rage
as
led
last
us
time.
astray? Fear will not slow our advance. Fear only fuels our rage.
We
Okay,
have come to bring the unity's enlightenment to all.
Our
so
forces
we're
have
turning
engaged the
and
enemy.
turning.
Our will is transcendent.
Okay, I'm gonna count it
Plasma
now.
core
131,
fluctuating.
45. Okay, we'll redo this. There's probably a cleaner way to do what I'm doing here by a long shot, but whatever, it's fine. Alright. Can't 100% tell if this guy's able to fire off, but we'll find out in a second here. Yep, he is. Okay, so this should be similar to last time in terms of what's going on. And again, we should be seeing Volatile Plasma stacking faster and harder
Hostility
than it was
research
before,
complete.
but like I said, we were only doing about 1,400 damage extra last time, so... Or we would have, hypothetically, if we had done this with Volatile. So we should actually be doing this like a couple seconds faster, but I think it's only going to be like 2 seconds faster, maybe.
Harmony research complete.
Let's get Volatile Plasma stacked up pretty neatly, though. I think we're actually a little bit closer to it than we were, but Okay, there we go. 132.42. That's actually the exact same time. It only saved us... It saved us 2 seconds. Okay, so there's slight, like, deviations in everything, so I will cleanly say that we can add, like, an extra couple seconds to the time to kill the Dunov. But Volatile Plasma is adding approximately... is subtracting, at best, 5 seconds from the time to kill against a Dunov, which is basically nothing. Once you've got items. Its impact is much, much bigger when you have no items. I definitely should do that test again, or I should just go... I'm gonna go back on the video and see what the end hit points were for the Dunov approximately when it was when we lost in those cases, see what the difference of the hit point was. But the thing is, like, you should be using items on your Oblivias. So if you're getting that sort of situation where it's like you're killing off a capital in like the amount of time that we did here, which is about a minute. In this instance, and certainly, like, you can get faster than that if you're just focusing firing. You can basically kill off capitals, like, so fast that the... I don't think that the Volatile Plasma has a chance of kicking in, and this is where that person was saying, like, it would be very effective, because you're getting the Dunov healed up and everything like that. However, I'm going to say one thing that I hadn't really considered.
We stand before Oblivia.
I am building these Dunovs with a very, very tanky sort of build. This is an extremely this is a very offense-orientated build. If you wanted to, you could hypothetically build a tank Oblivia that uses Volatile Plasma, because if you're in that situation where you're still going for, like, you probably go with the Harmony Circuit, the Silent Dynamo maybe, and the Vex Amplifier. But then let's say that, for argument's sake, you get yourself, like, the Synchronous Shields and the Structural Force Fields, and maybe even you get rid of the Energy Accelerator. So you get rid of, like, the Plasma Agitator, you get rid of the Energy Accelerator, you keep the Psychic Plane, you keep the Vex Amplifier, you keep the Sonic Dynamo, you keep the Harmony Circuit, and then you add in, like, the Synchronous Shield and the Structural Force Fields. You suddenly got a fairly tanky ship there. It's not, like, super, super durable, but combine that with Volatile Plasma, and you combine that with this, the Coronata Titan. You can have the Suppression Aura running on this guy, and if you've got that and you've got Unity Mass, you can get, like, an extra 50, like, Psi Power from this, and you can have, like, a bunch of Psi Power from your items and stuff like that. You can get a Suppression Aura that's capable of, like, giving you a pretty ridiculous amount of maximum speed and weapon damage reduction on enemies. And so if you sort of combined this and had it sort of, like, sit in the enemy while tanking, those tank Oblivias could actually be spewing out a lot more plasma for a lot longer. So that might actually be an instance where they would be, you know, useful. I still think that it's better to play these things as a sort of deadly weapon that just instantly kills, like, enemy ships that are just right in front of it. Take all three of them, focus fire down, like, a capital in, like, 1 second, or 20 seconds as it actually is. That's really, really, really good. I think that that's way stronger than trying to, like, burn them down slowly using plasma while tanking. I do sort of acknowledge, though, that, like, maybe it's viable to go that sort of route, though. Still, my conclusion from this test is, if you're actually building the Oblivia to actually kill stuff, you're getting approximately a 5-second decrease in time to kill if you're at level 2. Obviously, it's going to be stronger at higher levels, but at higher levels, you also deal more base damage, so you'll be killing targets faster. Now, if we were fighting other targets, I might reconsider this a little bit, but the problem is, if I'm fighting something like the Argonev, which has way more hit points, way tankier, way more durable, I don't actually care about the damage per second from the Oblivia, because the way that I kill Argonevs is with Revelations. So if I have a Revelation that's popped in and has used Quell on, like, this entire blob of defenses, it doesn't really matter that much, because they'll be 100% stun locked for the entire duration of the fight. And then I can sort of sweep in with my fleet afterwards and just pick them off, and it doesn't really matter if I'm, like, hyper efficient at killing the Argonev, because it can't fight back. which makes it so that we can just kill this all like really, really, really easily. And yeah, it's nice to be able to do it a little bit faster with the Oblivia being able to use its volatile plasma against the starbase, because it would work there. But the reality is when you sort of do turn your attention to the starbase, 3 Oblivias plus your entire fleet, which is what you should be using to kill it, will destroy the Argonev, even if it's been fully upgraded very, very quickly. So yeah, my testing here, I have to come to the conclusion that the volatile plasma is still not that great. The maximum stacks of 10, meaning you're doing 50 damage per second, like with 1,000 Pierce, is like okay damage, but not great. And the fact that it's only 15%, you have to like level it quite a bit before it's applying stacks consistently, quickly, or even letting you get to those 10 stacks, really hurts its ability. Because we have really fast firing speed here. We probably don't even have very many things that have much volatile plasma on them. Like, these guys caught a little bit of strays there. But they're not even going to die from that, like, realistically speaking. They're going to be a little bit longer before they actually die here. This guy has been getting shot at by probably this guy and has not taken any volatile plasma, so it's not like it's going to hit lots of extra targets that are sort of going to be affected by that volatile plasma. It's mostly hitting the target that you're actually focusing on. So, yeah, my conclusion remains the same about it. It's not great. It definitely does increase your damage. There are some interesting situations where it seems to matter, but for the most part, I think that it's a bit of a dud. So in any event, hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.